Do you date normal guys now?
I'm sorry?
Do you now date like normal guys?
Yeah, I love dating normal guys.
I like normal guys.
This is the thing. I like don't date in the industry. I don't like to eat.
Facts.
I don't want any problems.
I
And
say
it'd
the
be
same
funny. Like
shit.
some people are like, oh, I don't want you to work with that person or this. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
Work with whoever
No.
I want to work with.
Is there a lot of industry drama like inside the
Yes,
industry?
and plus I don't want my personal business going around. Like nobody
I
need
like
to
to
know
keep
what
it
I got
simple.
going on.
Yeah, that's business. I'll keep business.
Business
you know,
is
like
business.
I'm friends with people, but I'm not interested in like creating
That,
relationships.
yeah.
I like that too.
I like normal. I like people that have. I like individuals that have like a different interest in mind. You know, and like that way we have good conversation. You got
Variety.
stuff to talk about.
I want to hear
Right.
about the normal life too.
Yeah,
Like-
and I have to say that I show that in my friends.
Yeah.
Like I have friends that are in the industry, obviously, and then I have friends in all sorts of industries.
Mhm.
Yeah, well,
You
you,
know,
probably
real-
have friends all. Yeah, you probably have friends at everything because you do like 40,000.
Exactly, and I like
Yeah.
it that way
Facts.
because then it's like I learn from each of these individuals. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what type of job or career you have. I'm going to learn something from that.
Right.
And what are your relationship rules? Like, if you were dating a guy, is he allowed to be with other women? Is it an open relationship or?
I like open, I do. I don't like to put like a lot of
hear
terms
that,
and
ladies?
stuff on.
Yeah.
I do, but that's where I'm comfortable with. Plus, I'm also going to be open with what I do for a living.
Right.
I don't plan to cut anything of that out.
Yeah.
And so I do, and I like variety. I'm not like I even said this, like what I realized about myself, like in a relationship, I don't even want to live with the other person.
I
Like you
love
could
that.
be in the house next door. I don't live across the street.
I
or
like
live
my
in another
neighbors.
country.
There was a study,
pitched
yeah.
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy.
Houses
I think
next
that's
door and
great.
stuff.
I'm just like I love my alone time, and
Facts.
so if I have to feel that I have to see, no matter how much I love you, if I have to see you every day, I'm gonna get annoyed with you.
Yeah.
Do you date women too?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
That's cool.
Interesting.
I love that, honestly. I feel her on that. I've always been like, I do. Somebody asked me this question yesterday because I did a Q&A on my Instagram, but
Nice.
somebody was like, do you believe in marriage? And I was like, honestly, yeah, I do. I do believe in like being with somebody long term for the rest of my life. White picket fence, kids, dog, blah, blah, blah. I believe in all that, but I don't believe in monogamy.
Yeah, I like the variety, and I also like kind of touching upon what you said earlier. I like the variety because I do find different things in each individual that I like to date. That's like different from one another. Like,
Yeah.
but that works for me. But I'm also incredibly honest about it.
Mm.
And I think you have to be. And
Yeah,
I think
you
what
do.
we're missing in a lot of relationships, like I'd rather have honesty. So
Gotcha.
What's
yeah.
the youngest guy you've ever dated, or girl?
I would say in their 20s, maybe like 22.
Nice.
So young.
That's young. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so young.
I think totally, a little younger than I am now. But yeah, I don't really have I get asked that question a lot. And I don't really have a set I only date 20-year-olds or 30 or 40-year-olds.
It's
It's
just
like
a few vibe. with
it's kind of
the
like we
person.
vibe.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
I don't have like an ideal look or this that.
Yeah,
and the other.
that never works out anyway.
No.
Even if the guy's older or the girl's older,
Yeah.
it's always gonna be if it
I-
evens
It's
out.
like, do we
Get well.
vibe? Are we having a
Yeah.
good time?
Personality. I'm huge on personality. Like
Over
if our
looks?
yeah,
Yeah, more
honestly,
so.
yeah. I think I'd rather have somebody who's maybe semi-attractive or whatever, great personality, and then you got abs or whatever, or whoever the like type is you find attractive, but they have a nasty personality.
Have you ever done online dating? I know it's a dumb question, but
I tried
It's
it.
annoying.
I don't like
I
it.
did try it, and I just had a miserable date. And I even picked like an older gentleman. I was like, okay, he's not gonna recognize me, maybe, and da 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 da. And
No, I definitely don't.
like be treated. I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing, and I went on the date, which lasted way too long. I mean, it got to the point I was like, yeah, can you just take me back? Like,
You know-
I was like, I'm done here. And he's
was this
like-
recently?
And he's like, oh yeah. And he was like, oh, what are you gonna be doing? No, this was years ago. And he was like, oh, what are you gonna do? I was like, I got some steaks to make or something. He was like, oh, do you want me to come over? I was like, no, I don't.
That's funny.
She
I got a red flag here.
I got a flag from her.
I got a
no
flag
colored
too.
flag, but I'm saying I could just tell she's just going to tell you what's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going on online dating with someone like 20 to 40 range and they act like
It's a
they
big
know who you
range.
are, that's a lie. Game, you know what I mean?
Yeah. This
Like-
guy was over 40.
There's probably
Okay,
people
man.
that don't watch my
I think
no,
it was
come
in his.
on.
I think it was
That's
in
a
his
red
later
flag.
50s, to be honest. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he like recognized. I don't know. It was just really just. It was just like weird.
Hold
I
on,
was
so
like,
that
I
was
don't
the
want
first
to
date, and he wanted to hang out with you like extended
like
time.
a long time.
I mean, hell, if she
was
told me
like,
she was
no.
making steaks, I'd try to
He was
get the
trying to
invite
get
as well.
laid.
I mean, she doesn't even want to sleep in the same bed or house as someone she dates, so I don't think so. That
Yeah.
wouldn't be-
I don't sleep well next to people.
Yeah.
I
That's a
don't.
common
I get
thing. People
sweaty.
share
I
different,
don't
have
want
different
to like
beds now.
someone.
Yeah, you got to have that
I'm not a
California
co-
king or it's a no-go.
Yeah, I have a California king. I sleep like
that
starfish.
too. Facts.
My going off that was basically like if you I don't know if you read DMs or whatever, or even if you're like at your local coffee shop or whatever, and a guy approaches you, which I'm sure if they recognize you or not recognize you, is it just like if they come up with a successful, confident approach, there's like you'll entertain that.
Yeah, I talk to my fans all the time.
No, or if it's someone who doesn't even know you, just like some random person.
Yeah, if it's a good conversation, I'll definitely entertain
Yeah,
it. You
for
know,
sure.
like if you're going to like be intellectual and you're going to stimulate me and my brain a little bit, and we're going to laugh and talk some stuff out, and you're interesting, then yeah, I'll definitely
Exactly.
entertain that.
Don't be like, oh yeah.
But if
hey,
you're like
shorty,
not really like,
no.
if you're just like, hey, the weather's nice, I'm like, yeah, cool, thanks.
Yeah.
I could check that on my phone.
Yeah.
And you seem like a regular person.
I know what I'm bringing, so if you can't bring like the whole, dining room table too, then just stay back.
Right.
So
Interesting.
back to your question.